Howdy, Mike McCoy here. Down here at the sawmill this evening. Had a good day today. Went plumb to Del Rio, Tennessee today, delivering dust. I enjoy that little trip. Get to look at the river and stuff. It ain't bad at all. Don't make much money, but we have a lot of fun to go in there. But today's gonna be a story. And this story took place probably back in the 1920s. And it's about my great-grandfather and my great-uncle, my grandmother's brother. They was gonna get some logs out. Now keep in mind, back then they wasn't bulldozers and power saws and all this stuff. They has pickaxes and shovels and horses and crosscuts, grab skips and J-hooks, stuff like that. We're gonna talk about a J-hook. Well, my great-grandpa and his boy Alb, I think his name was Aubrey, but we all called him Alb, was gonna get out some logs. And they'd went back on the mountain and they'd swamped out a road. I reckon back then a horse didn't like nothing of hitting it, and you had to cut all the underbrush and stuff and keep the horse from going crazy and running away and stuff like that. So they'd fixed the place, and if it gets real steep, them logs can run and hurt the horse, or they'll run over the horse. And there's one place there steep, and they had logged enough till they know that them logs are gonna run right through there. So they took shovels and mattocks and pickaxes and stuff, and they dug a hole in the bank. And when the logs started running, you could sidestep the horse over into that hole there, and there was a hook that hooked to your single tree, and they called it a J-hook. And if that hook got slack, it would just fall off. And when the horse stepped sideways, the logs go on by and it's all good. So they cut them a trip of logs and started down through there. And Alb was driving the horse. It was my great-grandpa's mare horse, and I reckon he really thought a lot of that horse. Granny referred to it as his little mare horse. So it must not have been a great big horse. But anyway, down through there they go. Well, sure enough, the logs start running. And my great-grandpa was hollering, "Jay, Alb, Jay!" Alb dove in the hole, turned the lines loose on the horse, and here come the logs. Run over the horse, killed the horse, made the awfulest gone that ever was. And I think that ended Alb's logging career. But it was tough back then, when you get to thinking about it. An old guy that had logged some with horses told me years ago, said a horse could pull about as much as a little Jeep. Them old military four-cylinder Jeeps. He said a good horse could pull about the same amount. And them things couldn't pull much, for I had one years ago. And them guys had to take advantage of every little thing. If it was every bit wet, they'd cut poles and put in there. They called that corduroy. And I reckon in a regular logging situation, they had one guy there, his called a swamper, and all he done is cut brush back so it wouldn't be hitting them horses. For I reckon them horses go crazy, and that brush started hitting them on the sides and stuff. But that was a different time than what we've got now. Now we've got bulldozers and skidders and knuckle boom loaders and all that stuff. And I have logged with what they call a stiff neck skinner. Not logged with it, but I loaded with it. And I've got those tongs in there. And we could load a tandem truck in 18 minutes. We'd time it. And it took 3 of us to do it. I'd run the loader, and another boy would get up on the load and place the logs. And another guy was down on the ground, and he would hook the logs. And that man on the ground, the hooking, was the one that had to be up on his game. For you have to hook them logs to where they'll balance, and like if it's a swell-butted log, you got to learn how to justify for that. And that old boy would hook for me. He had a long stick there, and He'd push them sideways and everything as they come up over the truck. And one day we was loading and the wheel broke. And this missed that boy on the truck, hitting him. If it'd hit him, it'd have killed him. And we never did really trust that thing after that. I bought a knuckle boom not long after that. As far as primitive logging, that's about as far back as I goes with them stiff boom skidders. But never was around horses. I've talked to people that did it a lot. I reckon it was some dangerous times, you know, and they had to have peavies and stuff to roll them logs with them. But poor Wald, he didn't learn how to jay. Well, he jayed just fine. Poor little horse got killed. That's about it. Thank you for watching.